The economy is not your source. God is. If that sentence offends your fear, good. Fear has been acting like your boss for too long. I am going to talk to you as simply as I can. The paycheck you see is not the fountain, it is a pipe. The market is not the sun, it is a window. Your job, your clients, your store, your app. These are channels that carry supply. The channel can change shape. The source does not. When you tie your piece to headlines, numbers, and other people's choices, you will feel like a boat in a storm with no anchor. You watch prices rise and your heart drops. You read bad news and your hope shrinks. That is what happens when you mistake the window for the sun. A window can crack, close, or move. The sun keeps shining. God's provision is like that. It is steady. It is higher than the numbers. It does not check the news before it shows up. Think of water. A river can bend, split, or even dry up in one place and appear in another. But the ocean feeding it is vast and full. Your work, your sales, your current plan, those are rivers. God's abundance is the ocean. If one river slows, the ocean is not worried. It simply finds another path. When you remember this, panic loses power. You stop worshiping the river and start trusting the ocean. Fear trains you to stare at one door. If this job goes, I'm done. If this client leaves, I'm finished. If the market dips, I'm stuck. That is not truth. That is a habit. Truth is simple. Channels come and go. Source remains. Children understand this better than adults. A child does not panic when one cup is empty. They reach for the pitcher. Do the same. Reach for the source, not the empty cup. This is not permission to be lazy. This is permission to stop being scared. Your effort matters, but effort is not your God. When you think effort is everything, you overwork and still feel unsafe. When you know God is source, your effort becomes seed, not strain. You plant, you water, and you trust that growth happens, because growth is a law when seed meets the right ground. Faith is the ground. Your words are the water. I want you to notice how fear speaks. It says, well, there is never enough. Prices always go up. Someone like me can't win. Good times don't last. Bad times always find me. Fear talks in absolutes to make you small. It is a liar. It wants your mouth, because your mouth is your key. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that life responds to the words you speak with conviction, not your worry, not your wishes, your words. If your mouth keeps repeating lack, your life will act like it must obey it. Change the order. You speak, life follows. Let's make this even simpler. Picture a power strip on the floor. You plug your phone into one socket, that socket breaks. Do you announce, there is no more electricity in the world? Number, you move the plug to another socket because the building is still full of power. God is the building-wide current. A broken socket is not a broken source. When one outlet fails, you move. You do not cry to the outlet, you look to the current. If you have learned to bow to the economy, unlearn it now. The economy is a scoreboard, not a king. It can report what people are doing. It cannot rule what God can do. When you make the economy your God, you give it your mood, your sleep, and your choices. You stop sowing because you feel scared. You stop giving because you feel small. You stop expecting because you feel tired. That is not wisdom. That is surrender to an idol made of graphs. Here's the shift. Stop asking, can the world afford me? Start saying, I draw from divine supply. That sentence is short on purpose so your heart can hold it. Say it when you read a bill. Say it when you look at your bank app. Say it when you hear bad news. You are not lying to yourself. You are lining yourself up. Alignment is not magic. It is simple math. thoughts plus words plus steps that match. When those three agree, doors that were stuck begin to move. You may ask, but how will it come? That is the channel question. The source question is different. Who is sending it? When you settle the second, the first stops scaring you. God can send ideas that become income. God can send people who carry solutions. God can breathe on the work you already do, so the same action returns more. The method can be ordinary while the result is beyond ordinary. Do not argue with the method because it looks small. A seed always looks small before it becomes shade. If fear says, "Be realistic," answer, "I am." The most realistic thing in the universe is law. Gravity works. Seed time and harvest work. Spoken decree works. You are not begging life to be kind. You are activating law with your tongue. Some people speak problems all day and call it honesty. They water weeds, then say, "See, I told you so." You will speak order. You will water what should grow. Let me show you how to use your mouth like a key. When worry rises, do not negotiate with it. Command. You do not have to shout, but you must be clear. Use plain words any child can say. You will be tempted to add many extra sentences to sound wise. Do not. Keep it short and lawful. The law hears tone more than length. Speak as one who has the right to speak. Also, practice seeing channels correctly. Your job is a channel to bless you and to bless others through you. Treat it with honor, not worship. If it changes, you will not die. If it grows, you will not forget who sent it. If it pauses, you will not freeze. You will move your plug. You will listen for new ideas. You will stay generous. You will stay calm. Calm is your proof that you trust the source. Do not wait for perfect news to decide you are safe. Decide now. Safety is not a number, it is a stance. People with large accounts can feel poor because their stance is fear. People with little can feel guided because their stance is trust. Trust is not pretending. Trust is choosing. The bigger truth when the smaller truth is loud. The smaller truth is a bill. The bigger truth is an endless source. If you've been measuring your future by what if it gets worse, switch rulers. Measure by what if the right door opens? What if this idea is the seed? What if this delay is protection? Learning to measure by source does not make you careless. It makes you clear. You stop chasing every alarm. You start following peace. Peace is not a nap. It is guidance. Follow it and you will notice right people, right timing, right terms. Now we will put this into practice. I will give you a few simple decrees. They are short so you can remember them and strong so fear can hear them. Do not rush. Speak them as if they are law because they are. I now declare, God is my unfailing source. Channels serve me. Channels do not rule me. I release worn-out channels and welcome better ones under grace and in perfect ways. I draw from divine supply. I have right work, right ideas, and right timing now. I am calm because my source is constant. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. Your job is not your provider. That sentence breaks a habit many people worship without knowing it. A provider creates the supply. A channel only carries it. If the bakery is the provider and the delivery truck is the channel, you don't cry to the truck when your bread is late. You call the bakery. God is the bakery. Jobs, clients, platforms, stores, apps, ads, and even the economy are only trucks. Let's make it so simple a child can test it. Do this little game in your mind. Remove one channel and ask, did God disappear? If the answer is no, and it is always no, then you just prove the channel is not the source. If a card stops working, the bank still has the money. If a faucet breaks, the water company still has pressure. If a branch falls, the tree still lives. The card, the faucet, and the branch are channels. The bank, the water main, and the tree are sources. God is the source. Channels change. Source remains. Fear does not like this truth because fear wants your eyes glued to one outlet. Fear says, if this employer closes, you are finished. If this algorithm changes, you are invisible. If this product slows, you are done. That is a lie shaped like logic. Logic without faith forgets who is sending the supply. When you remember the sender, you stop begging the channel and start blessing it. You treat channels with respect, not worship. You work well, but you do not kneel to numbers. You stay grateful, but you do not panic when the form of delivery changes. Here's a simple way to sort your world. Label everything you can see and touch as a channel, and label everything promised by God as supply. Peace, ideas, favor, right people, right timing. These are supply. The meeting, the invoice, the store shelf, the link, the handshake, these are channels. When you confuse those labels, you make small things big and big things small. You hand your joy to a website update, and you hand your sleep to a sales graph. Take them back. Put channels back in their right size. Now create a channel audit you can actually use. Step 1. Write the channels you have today. Job, client types, products, platforms, partnerships. Step 2. Write the qualities of your source. Unfailing, creative, on time, more than enough, not limited to one route. Step 3. Check each channel against those source qualities and ask, does this channel still serve the supply or is it choking it? If a channel has turned into fear, control, or constant dread, you are gripping a delivery truck like it is your last breath. Loosen your hand. You will breathe better when you trust the bakery again. Should I quit my job? Is not the first question. The first question is, who is my source right now? When that is settled, wisdom becomes clearer. Sometimes God breathes fresh life into the same channel. Sometimes God introduces a second channel to share the load. Sometimes God closes a cramped channel and opens one that fits who you are, becoming. Do not rush to dramatic moves just to feel in control. Control is not safety. Alignment is safety. Align with the source first. Adjust channels second. Here are 3 channel rules you can memorize in 1 minute. 1. Honor the channel. Do your work well. Be on time, tell the truth, finish the task. 2. Hold the channel. Do not cling. Be ready to pivot without drama. 3. Bless the channel. Speak life over it while it serves you and release it clean when it doesn't. Honor keeps you trustworthy. Holding keeps you flexible. Blessing keeps you free. People who curse old channels stay stuck at old doors. What about bills and deadlines? We stay practical. You keep stewarding what is in your hand. You keep watching your numbers. And at the same time, you stop letting numbers bully you. Numbers are a report. They are not a ruler. If a report shouts, answer with order. I will not bow to a due date. I will meet it with right ideas and right help. Calm action is your proof of trust. Panic is a sign you turned a channel into a god. Switch back. Expect God to use ordinary paths for extraordinary outcomes. The email that seemed small can hold a large opening. A simple message can carry a right person. A quiet idea in the shower can become a new line of income. Do not despise small channels. Seeds never look like forests on day 1. Your job is to act on what God gives, not argue because it looks small. Small plus faithful plus time becomes large. That is how law works. Teach your mouth to speak channel truth so your mind stops building golden calves. Instead of saying, "This is the only way," say, "This is one of many ways." Instead of, "If this ends, I'm done," say, "If this ends, a better route begins." Instead of, "I hope the market saves me," say, "I draw from divine supply. Right channels find me." Children talk like that when they trust their parent. Talk like that when you trust your source. You may ask, "How do I know which new channel is right?" Peace is your first filter, not pressure. Right channels arrive with clarity in the middle and clean fruit at the end. Pressure tries to rush you into vows you cannot keep. Peace gives you strength to choose terms. Ask questions and say no. If you cannot say no, the deal is not right yet. The source is not nervous. You do not have to be either. Let's lock this into your daily life with a short practice you can do in 1 minute each morning. Picture your channels like cups on a table. Some are full, some are half, some are empty. Now picture a large pitcher labeled Divine Supply. In your mind, pour from the pitcher into the cups that should be filled today and remove the cups that are cracked or wrong for this season. You are training your brain to see channels as movable, not magical. When your brain sees that, your choices start matching it. You send the right message, make the right call, decline the wrong offer, and say yes to the quiet. Nudge you kept ignoring. Finally, use your authority. Do not whisper to fear. Issue a decree to law. Speak clearly, then move your feet. Here are plain words you can use now. I refuse to worship channels. God is my unfailing source. The right channels open and wrong channels close without loss. My work is blessed. My ideas are guided, and my steps are ordered. Supply reaches me in perfect ways, on perfect terms, in perfect time. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. Money shows up on paper last. It starts in the place you cannot see, spirit. Then it becomes an idea, then a step, then a result. A house begins with a blueprint, not a brick. A harvest begins with a seed, not a basket. Your provision works the same way. If you only stare at what is visible, you will miss where supply is born. Think of Wi-Fi. You cannot see the signal, but your phone moves because of it. Spirit is the signal. Ideas, people, and chances are the apps that load after the signal is strong. When the signal is weak, you hit refresh and get nothing. When the signal is strong, simple taps produce a lot. Strengthen the signal first, the taps work later. That is why we start in spirit before we count, sell, or send. In spirit, things move by law. Belief, spoken word, order, and obedience. Belief opens the gate, words write the order sets the path, and obedience moves your feet. Wishing is not law. Wishing hopes someone notices you. Law says, I speak, I align, I act. Children can do this. A child believes, says it out loud, sets the table, and expects dinner. Do the same with your supply. Believe, speak, set the table, expect the meal. Divine ideas are one of the main ways supply becomes visible. God may not drop money on your porch, but He will drop an idea in your mind that carries money inside it. It may look small, a change to your offer, a phone call you keep delaying, a simple script for your page, a cleaner way to show your work, a person to forgive so your energy returns. Do not argue with a small seed. Plant it. Seeds look tiny the day you hold them and huge the day you stand under their shade. Here is a simple daily practice to make this real in 5 minutes. Step 1. Sit still and breathe. Tell your mind, quiet. Step 2. Ask, what is my next right idea? Do not force it. Listen. Write the first clean answer. Step 3. Speak a clear decree, short and firm. Step 4, take one small action within 24 hours. Step 5, give thanks as if the result is already moving toward you. This is not pretending. This is alignment. You line up thought, word, and step with the source. When these agree, doors that were stuck begin to move. Use plain pictures to help your mind obey. Picture roots growing under the soil before any green shows. Roots are spirit work. Belief, decree, plan, first step. Fruit is the email, the sale, the payment, the yes. Many people pull up the seed each day to check it, then complain there is no harvest. Leave the seed in the ground. Water it with words. Protect it with peace. Act on it with small steps, not panic. Guard your tongue like it is your house key, because it is. When fear tries to speak through you, cancel it quickly and replace it. If you catch yourself saying, "There is no way," switch to, "The way is opening now." If you say, "I don't see any help," switch to, "Right help is locating me." If you say, "This is too hard," switch to, "This is my step today, and I can do today." Do not decorate your fear with many smart sentences. Starve it with short truth. Another spiritual tool is preparation. Preparation is faith with hands. Clear a shelf for new product. Update the page a buyer will see. Draft the message you will send when the door opens. Get your invoice template ready. Buy the small thing you will need for the first order. This is how you set the table. When you prepare, you tell your mind, "We are expecting a guest," and your life starts acting like it. What you prepare for, you attract. Gratitude is also vital because it tunes you to the signal. Thank God before you see it. Thank Him for the idea, for the calm, for the call, for the sale, for the better channel. Gratitude is not a trick. It is proof you believe the source is moving. You are not flattering God to get a prize. You are aligning with reality. Supply has already been arranged in spirit and is traveling toward you by right timing. Keep a signal log. Each day write 3 simple lines: the idea I received, the decree I spoke, the step I took. This keeps you honest. It also shows you patterns. You will start to see that results tend to follow days you listened, spoke, and moved. If a day is empty, do not feel guilt. Just return to the order tomorrow. One quiet, clear day can do more than a week of noisy, fear-driven action. You may wonder, is this just positive thinking? Number positive thinking is a mood. This is law. You are using the tools God gave you, belief, speech, order, obedience, to pull the invisible into the visible. It is the difference between saying, "I hope," and saying, "I command under grace." One begs. The other issues a legal order. Florence Scovel Shinn always pointed to the lawful voice. Speak as one who has the right to speak. Stay practical. Pay the bill that is due today. Answer the message that matters today. Finish the task in front of you today, but do it from the higher place. From the higher place, a bill is not an enemy, it is a target. From the higher place, a slow day is not a curse. It is space to listen and fix what needs fixing. From the higher place, a no is not the end. It is a nudge to try the door next to it. When your mind says, "Nothing is happening," check the roots, not the fruit. Ask, have I listened? Have I spoken? Have I prepared? Have I obeyed the next small step? If yes, hold your peace. Fruit does not ripen by yelling at trees. It ripens by steady law, sun, water, time. Your job is law, not noise. Keep the signal strong, the apps will load. I will give you a few short decrees you can use right now. Keep them simple so a child could say them and a storm could hear them. Speak them slowly, like you mean them, because you do. I receive right ideas now. My mind is clear, my steps are ordered, and my work is blessed. What exists in spirit with my name on it appears in perfect ways and perfect time. I set the table, and the guest arrives. I water the seed, and the harvest comes. I draw from divine supply, calmly, legally, and without delay, under grace, in perfect ways. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. Lack is not your identity. It is a habit you learned, and today you break it. If that sounds too bold, good. Fear needs a clean no, not another meeting. The spirit of lack does not live in your wallet. It lives in your words, your picture of yourself, and the way you decide when you feel small. People with big houses can serve lack every day. People with little can be free of it. Lack is not a number. Lack is a voice you train to obey. Fire that voice. Here is how lack talks. There is never enough. If I give, I will lose. If I try, I will fail. People like me don't get chosen. Good things never last. Notice the pattern. Always, never, everyone, no one. That is how fear sounds when it tries to feel like logic. It paints with the biggest brush to make you stand still. But standing still is not safety. It is slow loss. You will not stand still. You will move by law. Let's make this so simple a 10-year-old can use it. Imagine lack as a pushy salesperson at your door. It knocks loud. It talks fast. It wants you to sign a bad contract. Say these words, I can't, I won't, not for me. If you repeat those lines, you just signed. Your life will try to honor that paper because your words are orders. So tear up the contract. You do it with new words and new steps. Start with identity, because identity decides what you allow. If you call yourself the one who always struggles, your choices will protect that story. If you call yourself the one who draws from divine supply, your choices will protect that story instead. Identity is like a label on a file. Whatever you label, your mind will fill. Put the right label on you. Now switch to language, because language steers the day. Here are plain swaps you can start using right now. Instead of, I can't afford it, say, if this is mine by right, it comes to me in perfect ways, or something better does. Instead of money is tight, say, money is moving in right order to the right places. Instead of bad timing again, say, right timing is here, the next step is clear. Instead of, I always lose, say, I learn fast and I move forward. Short, clear, legal. A child could say them. Heaven can hear them. Fear can't live with them. Next, fix pictures in your head, because pictures are silent orders. If your mind always runs a movie called late, short, denied, you will undershoot and call it wisdom. Change the movie. See paid invoices, calm answers, and doors that open. This is not pretending. This is rehearsal. Athletes rehearse. Pilots rehearse. You will rehearse peace and provision so your nervous system stops ringing like an alarm. Lack also shows up as posture, tight shoulders, rushed choices, hoarding, just in case. Slow down, breathe, sit tall, speak slowly, choose after questions, not after panic. Ask, what is the smallest wise step today? Do that. Then stop. Pace is proof. When you rush everything, you announce you have no source. When you pace your day, you announce you are supplied. Build a 2-minute practice you can use anywhere. I call it GPS, guard, pivot, speak. Guard. Catch the first lack sentence that pops up. This always goes wrong. Pivot. Say cancel, then replace the picture. See it going right. Speak. Issue one decree. Out loud, short. Right help finds me now. Do this GPS anytime the old movie starts. You are training your mouth to be your key, not your cage. Now we will make lack visible so you can stop feeding it by accident. Do a language audit for one day. Write down exact phrases you say about money, time, and your future. Many people discover they curse themselves politely all day. Knowing my luck. With my luck. I bet it falls through. Figures. Those lines are small leaks in a big boat. Plug them. Replace each one with a simple legal line. I am guided. Things work out for me. Better channels are opening. Lack often wears a mask called humility. It says wanting more is greedy. Staying small is holy. That is not humility. That is fear dressed up. True humility says, I receive so I can serve. Abundance is not a trophy. It is a tool. When your bills are paid and your mind is quiet, you can listen better and give cleaner. That is why breaking lack is moral, not selfish. It frees you to be useful. And you may ask, but what if the numbers are real? Numbers are real and still not rulers. They are a report, not a prophecy. We honor the report and we choose a higher stance. Pay what is due today. Ask for terms if needed. Cut waste if it leagues peace. But do all of this from the belief that you draw from God, not from panic. Panic spends badly and calls it necessary. Peace spends wisely and calls it order. Lack also grows in isolation. It wants you alone with the worst movie in your head. Break isolation. Ask one trusted person for perspective. 2 good questions beat 20 bad thoughts. What is the next right step you see? And what am I missing because I'm scared? Simple answers can relight your map. Right counsel is a channel. God is still the source. Add preparation to your day because preparation is faith with hands. Put your invoices in order. Draft the outreach email, clean the product page, take the photo, update the price, lay out tomorrow's tools tonight. These tiny acts say, I expect flow, and your life starts to behave like flow is normal. The spirit of lack hates preparation because it loses its favorite trick. Surprise! Here is a small home ritual that resets the room. Take your stack of bills or your budget screen. Do not flinch. Touch the top page with your hand and say, You are not my master. You are my list. I address you with divine order. Then act. Choose one small action you can complete today. Send one email, make one call, pay one line. Calm action breaks the theater of fear. If you carry shame around money, speak to it now. Shame says, you made mistakes, so this is who you are. That is a sentence, not the truth. Facts, you made choices. Law, you are allowed to grow. Shame keeps you from learning because it makes you hide from numbers. Step into the light. Look at your numbers like a mechanic looks under a hood. Curious, not cruel. Fix what you can today. Book time to fix the rest. Peace returns when hiding ends. You will notice something as you practice. Lack gets loud before it leaves. Do not mistake noise for power. It is a last push. Keep your stance. Keep your words short and legal. Keep your steps small and steady. Your nervous system will learn that supply is normal, not a miracle. That is freedom. When calm becomes your default, not your goal. Now we seal this with clear decrees you can use this minute. Say them slowly. They are short on purpose so fear has nowhere to hide. I break every agreement with lack. I refuse its words and its pictures. God is my unfailing source. I draw from divine supply now. My identity is abundance under grace. My language is order. My posture is calm. Right ideas, right people, and right timing arrive on schedule. I steward what I have, and better channels open without strain. Money obeys divine order in my life. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. Hoarding is how money dies in your hands. That sounds harsh, but it is true. Anything that only comes in and never goes out turns stale. Water, air, and yes, money. Giving is not losing. Giving is how you keep the flow alive. In God's order, what you release in faith returns multiplied and cleaner than when it left. Think about breathing. You inhale, you exhale. Try to inhale and never exhale. You will panic. Many people treat money like that. I'll feel safe when I keep it all. They don't feel safe. They feel tight. Giving is the exhale that proves you trust the source. When you exhale, the next inhale comes on its own. You don't have to chase air. You also don't have to chase supply. You keep it moving and it keeps returning. Now think about seeds. A seed in your pocket will never feed you. Put it in the ground and it looks smaller for a while, then it becomes more than it was. That dip between I planted and I harvested is where fear tries to talk you out of the law. Ignore it. The ground is doing what the ground does. In the same way, giving looks smaller in the beginning and larger later because law is working under the surface. Is giving only money? Number money is one way, but not the only way. Give time when it truly helps, skill when it lifts someone, introductions when they open right doors, encouragement when it puts courage back in a tired heart. Still, don't dodge the money part if that is your fear. The place that scares you is the place that needs your obedience most. Giving is not about proving you are nice. It is about proving to yourself that money is not your master. Here is where people get stuck: pressure and guilt. That is not divine order. Giving under guilt feels like leaking. It does not multiply because it did not start in faith. Use 3 simple rules so a child could follow them. Rule 1. Give from peace, not pressure. If you cannot find peace about it, stop, breathe, and ask for clarity. Rule 2. Assign the seed. Say what this act is for. I release this as a seed for right work, right ideas, and right clients. Rule 3. Release the return path. Do not decide who must bless you back. You are giving into God's economy. The return may come by a totally different door. But what if I don't have enough to give? You always have something. Start small but clean. Even a little given with faith outruns a lot given with fear. A child can give a kind note and change the room. You can set aside a tiny circulation line in your budget, an amount you won't touch for yourself, ready to move when the nudge comes. Not to impress anyone, most of your seeds should be quiet, but to keep your hands open so the flow stays open. Use containers so your mind stops arguing. Make 3 simple envelopes or digital pots. First portion, a fixed slice you give first to honor source. Second, targeted seeds, small specific gifts tied to clear assignments, a tool for someone's work, a bill that lifts a heavy heart, a scholarship for a class. Third, kindness on call, tiny surprise money that moves fast when you see a real need, groceries, a ride, a meal. You have now given your giving a shape. Order removes drama. Let's make a circulation check you can do in 1 minute. Look at your hands. Close both fists tight. Notice the feeling: stiff, tired, weak. Now open your hands. That is the posture of a conduit, not a container. Say out loud, I am not a container, I am a clear channel. Your body learns faster than your thoughts. When you practice open hands, your choices start to match. You release what should move, and you welcome what should arrive. But what about scammers or waste? Wisdom is part of the law. You are not called to finance chaos. Use the peace test. Do I feel rushed or clean? The fruit test. Will this actually help? And the boundaries test. Can I say no? If you cannot say no, it is not giving, it is fear. Real giving can say not this, not now, and stay kind. You serve the flow, not the drama. Expect unusual returns. You might sow money and reap an idea that earns more than the gift. You might sow time and reap a partnership. You might sow encouragement and reap a door of favor. The harvest does not have to match the seed one for one. It matches the law of increase. Do not stare at the place you gave and demand it to pay you back. Fields feed from many directions. Let God be creative. To make this simple for everyday life, do a 7-day circulation challenge. Day 1, give words. 1 note of real thanks to someone who helped you. Day 2, give time. 30 minutes that actually solves something. Day 3, give skill. Fix, teach, or build 1 small thing. Day 4, give introduction. Connect 2 people who should meet. Day 5, give money, any amount assigned and released with peace. Day 6, give space. Clean a corner, donate what you are not using. Day 7, give praise. Publicly honor someone's good work. Keep it quiet, keep it real. Watch how your inner weather changes. Watch how ideas and invitations begin to move toward you. Record what happens in a flow ledger so your mind has evidence. 2 columns, what I released and what returned. Add dates. You will start to see a rhythm. Obedience today. Surprise in a few days. Small seed here. Big door there. When fear shows up later and says, giving doesn't work, you will have pages that say otherwise. Here are mistakes to avoid. Do not give to prove you are good. That is pride. Do not give to control someone. That is manipulation. Do not give with resentment. That is a break. Give as a decree in motion, short, clean, and sealed. Also, do not stop giving when a channel slows. Giving is how you keep the channel clean. If the river is low, you do not dam it. You clear the rocks. Giving clears rocks. Teach this to a child and they will understand. If you plant 1 apple seed, you don't get 1 apple back. You get a tree that makes apples for years. That is multiplication. Adults forget because fear makes math small. God's law makes math big. You are not throwing things away. You are starting clocks that will ring at the right time with more than you started with. Now we seal this section with plain decrees. Speak them slowly like you mean them, because you do. I give from peace, not pressure. I assign my seeds and release the return path. I am not a container. I am a clear channel. What I release in love returns multiplied, under grace in perfect ways, on perfect terms, at perfect time. I do not finance chaos. I serve divine order. My hands stay open. My flow stays open. Ideas, clients, helpers, and opportunities locate me now without delay. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. A closed door is not a verdict. It is a redirect. When a channel dries up, nothing essential has changed. God is still your source. Say that out loud so your nervous system hears it. The job may end, the client may go silent, the store may shut, the algorithm may turn, but the source that fed you yesterday has not gone missing today. Water can stop at one faucet and gush from another. Do not argue with the faucet. Go to the main. Panic tries to make endings bigger than they are. It tells you that one door is all doors. That is not true. You have seen rivers change their path after a storm. They do not cease to be rivers. They find a new way to the sea. You will do the same. The habit we are breaking is worshiping routine. Routine is helpful until it becomes an idol. The day a routine ends, your peace should not. Peace is your proof that you trust the source more than the schedule. Here is how to keep your head when a channel stops. First, breathe. 3 slow breaths. This is not a trick. It is a reset. Second, name what happened without drama. The channel changed. The source did not. Third, check for the next right step, not the next 10. Fear wants a 10-step answer so it can stay frozen. Faith takes one clean step and finds the second waiting there. You will move one clean step at a time. Bless the channel that is ending. Do not curse it on the way out. Cursing ties you to what you should be releasing. Say, thank you for the season you served. I release you clean. This keeps your heart free and your name clean. People remember how you exit. God honors the spirit in which you close a door. A blessed ending is often the seed of a better beginning. Now look at your tools. Tools include your offer, your page, your portfolio, your message, your list, your skills, your daily rhythm. Sharpen what is dull. Remove what's noisy. If you change jobs, update the page today. If a client paused, refresh the case studies today. If inventory shifted, retake the photos today. Small, tidy actions are faith with hands. They tell your mind, we are not victims. We are stewards. Stewards receive more. Build a small bridge while the new road appears. A bridge is a simple offer that carries you for a few weeks or months. A short package, a fixed fee service, a workshop, a partner project, a pop-up sale, a temp role. Do not despise bridges because they are smaller than your dreams. Bridges do not define you. They keep you moving. Moving people meet doors sitting people never see. Do not let shame drive. Shame says, if you were better, this would not have happened. That is not law. That is bullying. Markets move, leaders change, platforms shift, seasons turn. You are allowed to grow, and you are allowed to pivot. Look at the facts like, a mechanic looks under a hood, curious, not cruel. Fix what you can today. Book time to fix the rest. You are not a mistake. You are in motion. Ask for help with dignity. The right person may be one. Message away. Keep it simple. Who you help, what problem you solve, what next step they can take. One paragraph, one link, one call to action. Send it to 5 people who know your work. If you feel small while doing it, remember the pitcher and the cups. You are not begging a cup to be your ocean. You are inviting a cup to participate in a flow the ocean already promised. Use peace as your guide for new doors. Pressure shouts, sign now or lose it forever. Peace says, ask your questions. Choose terms. Sleep, then answer. If you cannot say no, it is not right yet. A right door does not hold you hostage. It confirms itself with clarity in the middle and good fruit at the end. Train yourself to notice clean fruit, fair terms, honest people, steady follow-through. That is what a healthy channel looks like. Do not stop circulation because you feel scared. Keep a tiny stream of giving moving, even if it is small. Fear says, hold everything. Law says, keep the river clear. A quiet act of generosity, time, a connection, a small gift, keeps your hands open and your mind in faith. Open hands invite open doors. Tight fists tell your body that famine is here. We are not rehearsing famine, we are rehearsing flow. If this change hits your calendar and bills, stay practical. List what is due this week. Call who needs to be called. Ask for terms where needed. Cut waste that does not serve your mission. Then replace fear sentence with order sentence. I address this list with divine order. I will do today's part and expect right help. You are not ignoring numbers. You are refusing to let numbers narrate your worth or your future. Make yourself a pivot table. You can understand at a glance. 3 columns. Bridge work, keeps cash flowing now. Core work, the main thing you are called to build. And growth bets. Small experiments that could become big channels. Each morning, choose one action from each column. One bridge action, one core action, one growth action. That is 3 moves. Done daily, it pulls you out of fear loops and into forward motion. Watch for divine ideas in simple clothes, an improvement to your offer, a new price that matches the value you are actually giving, a different audience that needs what you already do, a partner who loves doing the part you avoid. The idea may be so plain that pride wants to look past it. Do not. Many sudden breakthroughs started as small, obedient tweaks. Guard your words most when you feel the pinch. Do not narrate your life with doom just to sound honest. Honesty describes the bill. Wisdom describes the source. Say, "This bill is due and I address it with right ideas and right channels." Say, "The old door has closed and better doors open." Say, "I am not late, I am being redirected." Short sentences carry far. Your words are not therapy, they are orders. Endings often protect you. The job that shrank your soul, the client that drained your peace, the routine that kept you small. When those close, the first feeling may be loss. The truth may be mercy. You asked for growth. Growth rarely fits inside yesterday's container. Let the old container go without calling it your only chance. The source does not do only chance. Gratitude in transitions is a weapon. Thank God for what the old channel taught you, skills, contacts, lessons, the harvest you are taking with you. Thank Him for the unseen door that is already forming. Thank Him for calm while you move. Gratitude keeps your sight clear. It prevents the story in your head from turning dark and small. A clear story makes strong choices. Here is a simple home ritual to mark the redirect. Stand at a door in your house. Put your hand on the knob. Say, "I bless what has been. I release what's done. I welcome better channels, under grace, in perfect ways." Turn the knob and walk through. Your brain loves pictures. This one tells it the truth. We are not trapped. We are moving. Finally, remember this order. Source first, peace second, preparation third, action fourth, testimony last. Most people try to jump to testimony so they can feel safe telling the story. We will build the story by law, not by drama. Source first, settle who provides. Peace second, breathe and speak. Preparation third, sharpen tools. Action fourth, take the next clean step. Testimony will come because law works. Seal this with plain decrees you can use right now. Keep them short so you can say them in a storm. I bless the channel that has ended and release it clean. God is my unfailing source. Better channels open without delay. I am rerouted, not reduced. I move by peace, not pressure. I take the next right step and the next door appears. Money, ideas, and right people locate me now, under grace in perfect ways. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. Faith pays for what fear cannot afford. That line is not poetry, it is a law. In God's economy, faith is the only currency that never devalues, never runs out, and works in any country, any market, any season. Fear waits for proof. Faith creates it. Fear reads the news and shrinks. Faith reads the promise and moves. If you want heaven's results, you must use heaven's money, faith. Think about a door with a sensor. It opens when it feels you step toward it. If you stand 10 feet away and complain, it stays shut. Most people wait for the door to open before they move. That is fear asking for guarantees. Faith takes 2 steps and the sensor wakes up. In your life, the sensor is timing, favor, and right people. They respond to movement. No movement, no opening. Simple enough for a child to test. Faith is not pretending there are no problems. Faith says there is a higher truth than the problem. The bill is real. Source is more real. The slow week is real. The right idea is more real. Faith does not close its eyes. It chooses where to keep them. A child with a good parent does not stare at the empty plate. They look up. That look up is faith. Here is the everyday shape of faith so you can use it without drama. Believe, speak, prepare, act, rest. Believe settles the inside. Speak writes the order. Prepare sets the table. Act serves the plate. Rest proves you trust the kitchen. If you skip any one of these, you feel off. If you believe and speak but never prepare, you feel like a cloud with no rain. If you prepare and act but never rest, you behave like an orphan in a full house. Keep all 5. Use pictures your body understands. Picture your heart as a wallet. Fear stuffs it with old receipts, memories of shortage and almost. Faith clears the receipts and makes room for new notes. I am supplied. I am guided. I am ready. You can do this in 1 minute each morning. Put your hand on your chest and say, I clear old receipts. I make room for today's supply. Your nervous system listens to your hand and your words. That is why we keep things simple and physical. Faith always shows up in your calendar. If faith is only in your head, it is not faith yet. Put proof on the page. Create a daily 3 to 2 to 1 routine that even a busy day can hold. 3 outreach actions, messages, calls, invitations that could open doors. 2 stewardship actions, organizing, updating, finishing what you started so flow is clean. 1 growth action, learn, practice, build the next piece. That is 6 moves, many of them tiny. Tiny is fine. Tiny plus daily beats huge plus someday. Faith also has a voice. Your mouth is a switch. When you say, this always goes wrong, you shut lights off in rooms you will need. When you say, right help finds me now, you flip lights on. Do not wait until you feel brave to speak. Speak, and your feelings will follow. Children do this by instinct. They do not say, I will be brave, then jump. They jump and bravery shows up midair. To protect your voice, set 2 rules. Rule 1, no doom narration. Describe the fact, then declare the law. The contract delayed and my source is on time. Rule 2, no sarcasm about your future. Sarcasm feels smart but steals power. Replace it with clean short lines that a 10-year-old could say and a storm could hear. I am guided. I am supplied. I am on time. Short lines win when wind is loud. Faith changes the way you handle numbers. Numbers are not bullies. They are a report. Look at them like a coach looks at a scoreboard, calm, curious, adjusting the play. Make a simple faith budget with 3 pots. Peace fund, what you need to feel calm this month, rent, food, basics. Seed fund, what will move out as giving and small bets. Build fund, what builds the next channel, tools, learning, samples. Write even tiny amounts. A budget in faith is not a chain, it is a map. Maps reduce panic. When you feel low on faith, do not wait for a big miracle to refill you. Feed faith with small wins on purpose. I call this the 5-minute stack. Set a timer. Fix 1 tiny thing you have avoided. Rename a file, clean a shelf, send a quick thank you. When the timer ends, do 1 more minute of gratitude out loud. List 3 things working today. This stack tells your brain, we can move. We are moving. We are supplied. Momentum is medicine. Faith sometimes asks you to do what looks small or strange. Apply for the role that seems a stretch. Price your work at its true value, not the fear discount. Make the offer plain. Ask for the meeting. Forgive the person so your energy is clean. These are not random acts, they are law in motion. Heaven likes simple obedience. Pride prefers clever plans. Choose law. You might say, but what if I try and it doesn't work? Then you learned quickly and aim again. Arrows miss and hit by the same action. Release. People freeze to avoid failure and call it wisdom. Wisdom is not freezing. Wisdom is adjusting. Faith plans to adjust. That's why we keep experiments small and fast. Think like a gardener. Plant, check, water, move to more sun. Plant again. No drama, just law. Let faith into your sleep. Last words matter. Do not go to bed inside a worry movie. Before sleep, speak one decree. Write tomorrow's 3 actions and place them where you will see them. First thing, you are telling your night. We are held. We are guided. We know what to do when the light returns. Many miracle mornings start as calmer nights. Teach your children faith by games they can feel. Put 2 cups on a table. Label 1 fear, 1 faith. Drop a small stone in fear and ask, what sentence put this here? They'll say, I can't. Move the stone to faith and ask, what sentence moves it? They'll say, I can try. Do it with your own sentences. You will hear how fast your mouth can shift the weight of a room. Do not confuse noise for faith. Talking about goals all day is not faith. It is fog. Faith is quiet and specific. It writes the email. It fixes the page. It sends the sample. It takes the walk and thinks. It buys the small tool and learns it. It shows up on time and finishes. The world calls that boring. Heaven calls it currency in use. Now, guard against the 2 thieves of faith, delay and comparison. Delay whispers, if it hasn't happened yet, it won't. That is a lie. Trees grow in silence. Your work is growing roots. Comparison sneers. They are ahead, you are behind. That's also a lie. You are not on their clock, you are on your calling. Clap for them and keep moving. Jealous hands cannot receive. Open hands can. A final practice to keep faith simple. The proof of faith checklist before noon. Ask 3 questions. 1. What did I speak today? Write 1 decree you actually said. 2. What did I prepare today? Name 1 tiny setup you finished. 3. What did I do today? List 1 clean action sent into the world. If any box is empty, fill it before lunch. By evening, you will feel different because you live different. We will seal this with clean decrees. Keep them short so you can use them anywhere. In the line, in the car, before the call, after the bill. Say them slowly like orders because they are. I spend faith today. I move toward doors and they open. I speak law, I prepare the table, I take the step and I rest. Numbers report. God provides. I am guided in the small, trusted with the more, and on time for my life. I draw from divine supply, under grace in perfect ways, and every good thing due to me arrives in perfect time and perfect order. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. Alignment is not luck, it is maintenance. When a car drifts, you do not curse the road, you adjust the wheel. Realignment with divine supply works the same way. If your mind slides into fear, if your words drift toward lack, if your steps feel messy, you do not panic. You adjust. Small, steady corrections keep you in the lane where supply flows. Realignment means 3 simple things anyone can do. Fix your attention, fix your language, fix your rhythm. Attention is where you point your eyes on the inside. Language is what you allow your mouth to say. Rhythm is how you move through a day. Point your attention at source, put lawful words in your mouth, and live by a simple, repeatable rhythm. Children understand patterns. This is a holy pattern. Start with attention. Attention is a doorway. If you stare at numbers and headlines all day, fear walks in. If you stare at source, God's unfailing care, peace walks in. So give your attention a job. In the morning, for 60 seconds, place your hand on your chest and say, God is my source. I draw from Divine Supply picture a large pitcher labeled Divine Supply and a table of cups labeled job, clients, ideas, bills. See yourself pouring from the pitcher into the right cups today. This picture teaches your brain a clean truth. The pitcher is the source. Cups are channels. Next is language. Language sets the rails your day runs on. If you speak in circles, your day will run in circles. So keep a language diet. For 1 week, ban these 4 phrases. I can't. I'm always unlucky. There's never enough. It's too late. Replace them with 4 legal lines. Right help finds me. Things work out for me. Supply is moving in order. I am on time. Short, child simple, storm strong. Your words are not decoration. They are orders. Order the day. Now rhythm. Rhythm is how you keep the flow clean when life gets busy. Use a plain daily flow anyone can copy. Morning source first, midday channel check, evening seal. Morning source first. Breathe, decree. Write your 3 outreach actions, 2 stewardship actions, 1 growth action. Midday channel check. Ask which cup is low, which cup is cracked, which new cup wants to be added. Adjust 1 small move. Evening seal. List 3 wins, even tiny. Speak 1 closing decree and put tomorrow's first step where you'll see it. This rhythm feels simple because it is supposed to. Simple scales. Drama doesn't. Clean your money table. Respect is alignment. Keep your wallet neat. Rename your budget lines with purpose. Peace fund, seed fund, build fund. On bill day, put your hand on the stack or the screen and say, you are not my master, you are my list. I address you with divine order. Then take the next doable action. Calm action is proof of alignment. Panic is proof of misalignment. Remove small stones from the river so the water runs. Stones can be tiny. AC, messy invoice, a confusing product page, a price that no longer fits, an unread email that makes your shoulders tight. Fix 1 stone a day. 5 minutes is enough. 1 tiny fix each day says to life, I am ready for more water. Rivers respect order. Guard your inputs. Realignment is not just what you say, it is also what you stop letting in. If news makes you shake, do 1 check, not 10. If a conversation always drags you into fear, set a boundary. Boundaries are not anger. They are doors with locks. You choose what comes in. You choose what goes out. Choosing is alignment. Tie decrees to triggers so they become automatic. Hand on a door handle, whisper, right doors open. Tapping your card, I draw from divine supply, money returns multiplied. Hitting send on an invoice, paid in full, under grace, in perfect ways. Seeing the time 11:11 or 22:22, smile and say, I am on time for my life. Triggers teach your body to agree with your spirit. When you drift, and you will because you're human, use a fast reset. I call it the first wrong word, first right word rule. The moment you hear a wrong word leave your mouth, this always goes wrong. Stop and say cancel. Then speak the right one immediately. This works out for me. No guilt, no speech, no lecture. Quick cancel, quick correction. That is maintenance. Keep a tiny book called a peace ledger. Each day write 2 lines, what broke my peace and what restored my peace. Patterns will appear. Fix what you can fix, bless what you cannot fix, and leave rooms that will not change. Staying in rooms that hate your peace is misalignment by choice. Choose better rooms. Realignment loves gratitude. Gratitude is not fluff. It is a tool that turns your head towards source. Thank God for what is already moving, the idea that arrived, the person who helped, the bill that got paid, the email that opened a door, the calm that stayed with you. Gratitude keeps fear from stealing the headline. It also keeps you easy to bless. Tight hearts are hard to fill. Grateful hearts are simple to fill. Teach this to a child and they will do it gladly. Make 3 jars. Speak, step, seal. Each day, drop a bead in speak when you say your decree, a bead in step when you take your small action, a bead in seal when you close the day with thanks. Adults can do the same with a checklist. Progress you can see keeps you aligned when feelings wobble. Do not wait for a perfect week to start. Start on a messy Tuesday. Alignment is stronger than mood. If you miss the morning, do the midday. If you miss the midday, do the evening. Doing one piece is better than doing nothing. Law rewards motion. Motion invites help. Finally, remember why alignment matters. Not to control life, but to cooperate with law. You are not pushing a boulder uphill every day. You are stepping into a river that already wants to carry you. Your job is not to be heroic. Your job is to stay in the channel where the current runs. That is alignment. Seal this with simple, lawful words you can use right now. Say them as if they are final, because they are. I fix my attention on source. I keep my language lawful. I live by a clean rhythm. Source first, channel check, seal. My money table is in order. My triggers carry truth. I correct fast and move on. I am easy to bless. I draw from divine supply calmly, legally, and without delay, under grace in perfect ways. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. You do not need permission to be provided for. Read that again. Provision is not a prize you win. It is a law you activate. Fear keeps asking, may I? Faith says, I now. From this moment, you stop auditioning for what God already assigned to you. You will walk like a person who knows the source, uses the law, and expects results. Empowerment is not a mood. It is a decision to run your day by law instead of by headlines, memories, or other people's panic. Law is simple enough for a child to use. What you believe, speak, prepare, and act on shapes what arrives. When fear tries to make things complicated, return to the 4 moves that never fail. Believe, speak, prepare, act. Then seal it with rest. If you can count to 5, you can live this. Begin with stance. Stance is how your life stands before anything has changed. Shoulders back, breathing slow, words clean. A correct stance sends a message. I am supplied. Small posture, small choices. Strong posture, strong choices. Children copy what they see. Your nervous system does the same. Stand like a person with a source. Next, claim your 3 rights. Rights you will carry into every room. 1. The right to speak lawfully. You are allowed to issue a decree. You do not need to explain it to fear. The shorter the sentence, the stronger the order. 2. The right to refuse fear's schedule. Fear says, now or never. Peace says, ask, choose, sleep, answer. If you cannot say no, it is not right yet. 3. The right to move without permission. You can send the email, make the offer, raise the price, ask the question, and decline the chaos, quietly and cleanly. Build yourself a 1-page authority map so your brain has a picture to obey. At the top, write, Source, God. I draw from divine supply, under that 2 columns, what I command and what I do today. In the first column, 3 lines only. Your decree for supply, your decree for right people, your decree for calm order. In the second column, 3 matching actions, 1 outreach, 1 stewardship fix, 1 growth step. This page keeps feelings from running the room. Law runs the room. When fear spikes, use an emergency reset you can do anywhere. Step to the side, literally one step. Breathe in for 4, out for 6, twice. Place a hand on your chest and say, I cancel fear's order. I restore divine order. Then ask one question. What is the next smallest clean step? Do it within 5 minutes. Motion breaks the spell. The Red Sea parts after feet touch water, not before. Practice clean speech like a craft. You will not waste words. You will not decorate anxiety with smart sentences. You will choose short, lawful lines that a storm can hear and a child can repeat. Replace. I hope something works out with right doors open, wrong doors close. Replace money is stressful with money obeys divine order in my life. Replace I'm behind with I am on time for my life. Your mouth is not a diary, it is a switch. Keep your table in order because order is an invitation. Clear the inbox you avoid. Rename your budget lines so they carry purpose. Refresh your offer page so a stranger could understand it in 10 seconds. Finish the small task that hums like a fly in the room. 5 minutes of order often returns an hour of peace. Peace is not a luxury, it is equipment. You cannot hear right ideas over noise. Refuse smallness theater. Smallness theater is when you shrink to make others comfortable and then call it wisdom. Wisdom does not shrink, it fits. Fit your price to your value. Fit your calendar to your energy. Fit your circle to your calling. When something no longer fits, you do not curse it. You outgrow it. Outgrowing is not betrayal, it is obedience. Expect unusual roots. Do not tell God which door to use. Tell your soul to be ready when any door opens. The return on a seed can arrive as cash, a contract, an introduction, a lesson, or an idea that makes you 10 times what you gave. Keep your hands open so you can receive what does not look like what you imagined. Closed hands miss new shapes. Honor the quiet yes. Some of the strongest instructions arrive soft. Call her now. Send it today. Change that line. Forgive him so your mind is free. The instruction is small. The outcome is large because law respects obedience, not theatrics. You will do the small thing quickly, then walk on. Big doors like quiet hinges. Choose rooms that like your peace. Rooms are calls, chats, feeds, and meetings. If a room always turns you into your worst self, tense, rushed, cynical, leave it and choose one that remembers who you are. Boundaries are not anger, they are stewardship. You are responsible for the climate you sit in. Sit in air that lets you breathe. Keep a proof of faith streak that a child could track. Each morning, 3 boxes: spoke, prepared, acted. Put a simple mark in each when done. Missed a box by noon? Fill it before lunch. This is not pressure. It is clarity. Clarity beats panic in every season. Teach your household the pitcher and cups language so everyone rows the same way. Say at dinner, the pitcher is our source. The cups are channels. Cups can change. The pitcher remains. Kids understand that. Your own heart needs to hear it weekly. Families built on this sentence stand steady in storms other homes fear. Forgive yesterday's learner. You may have overspent, underpriced, delayed, or stayed too long. That was then. Today you are different because you are deciding different. Forgiveness returns the energy you were spending on replaying the scene. Spend that energy on the next step. Your future does not need a better past. It needs a better order. Now, if you must choose between appearing impressive and being aligned, choose aligned. Impressive buys applause. Aligned buys results. Results feed families. Applause feeds ego. You are not building a stage. You are building a life. Now put steel in your spine with 5 lines you can carry everywhere. These are pocket decrees, short, legal, weatherproof. Say them in a whisper or say them in a firm voice. Both count because law hears tone more than volume. 1. God is my unfailing source. I draw from divine supply now. 2. I refuse fear's schedule. I move by peace and right timing. 3. Right people, right ideas, and right terms locate me today. 4. Money obeys divine order in my life, cleanly, quickly, under grace. 5. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. Finally, remember who you are in one line. You are not a container that gets empty. You are a clear channel that keeps being filled. Channels do not beg, they flow. So you will speak as law, prepare like it matters, act like it counts, and rest like it's handled. That is empowerment. That is how an ordinary day becomes a day of provision. This is where you stop hoping and start issuing orders. You know who the source is. You know channels come and go. You know fear talks loud and law talks clear. From now on, your mouth is the switch, your peace is the proof, and your steps are the receipt. We will finish with simple, living words that a child can say and a storm can hear. Decrees you can use at the door, at the desk, at the register, and in the quiet of your room. Speak them as law, not as wishes. Keep them short so your heart can hold them and your life can obey them. Begin with a master decree you will carry for the rest of your days. Say it slowly until your breath matches its pace. God is my unfailing source. I draw from divine supply now. Channels serve me. Channels do not rule me. I release worn-out channels and welcome better ones, under grace in perfect ways. I am guided in ideas, clean in action, calm in timing. Money, people, and right doors locate me without delay. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on. Now attach truth to ordinary moments so alignment becomes automatic. When you tap your card or open your wallet, say, I draw from divine supply, and every good thing returns multiplied. When you read a bill or open the banking app, say, you are not my master, you are my list. I address you with divine order. When you send an invoice or a proposal, say, paid in full on right terms in perfect time, under grace. When you step through a doorway, say, right doors open, wrong doors close. When you sit down to work, say, I have right ideas now and I finish what I start. These lines are not decorations, they are rails. Your day runs where your words lay the track. Set a 1-minute morning that even a busy life can keep. Hand on chest, God is my source. I draw from divine supply. Write your 3-2-1, 3 outreaches, 2 stewardship fixes, 1 growth step. Close with, today I move by peace, not pressure. At midday, do a quick channel check. Which cup is low? Which cup is cracked? Which cup should be added? Adjust one small move and say, I am easy to bless. At night, seal the day. I am safe, supplied, and on time for my life. Tomorrow's first step is ready, then rest like someone who trusts the kitchen while the meal is being made. Keep your stance when weather shifts. If a plan changes, say, the channel changed, the source did not. If delay pokes at you, say, I am not denied, I am being timed. If comparison pulls at your sleeve, say, I clap for others and I stay in my lane. My provision meets me on my path. If shame tries to narrate your past, say, yesterday is a lesson, today is law. Short sentences carry far. Use them. Seal your home with a house decree you can speak at the doorframe. This house draws from divine supply. Peace guards our rooms. We give from love. We receive with order. And we move by right timing. What we need arrives. What no longer serves releases clean. Opportunities that fit us find us. Every bill is paid in perfect ways. Every plan is guided. Every heart is calm. This word is established, sealed, and we walk on. Teach your body to agree with your spirit through small, repeatable acts. Keep your wallet neat. Order invites order. Label your budget with purpose. Peace fund, seed fund, build fund. So numbers stop shouting and start serving. Keep a flow ledger with 2 columns, what I released, what returned. You are giving your mind evidence that law is working, so it stops begging for drama and starts respecting order. When fear spikes, do the emergency reset without speeches. 1 sidestep, 2 slow breaths in for 4, out for 6. Hand on chest, I cancel fear's order. I restore divine order. Then ask, what is the next smallest clean step? Do it within 5 minutes. Motion breaks the spell. The C parts after feet touch water. Set a 7-line seal you can speak word for word anytime you need full clarity fast. God is my source. I draw from divine supply now. Second, I refuse fear's schedule. I move by peace and right timing. Third, right ideas, right people, and right terms locate me today. Fourth, money obeys divine order in my life, cleanly and quickly. I honor current channels and release worn-out ones without loss. Sixth, what I give returns multiplied, under grace in perfect ways. Seventh, this word is established, sealed, and I walk on. Use this 7-line seal at the start of a week, before a meeting, after a setback, or whenever your mind tries to rehearse shortage. You are rehearsing law instead. Guard your language like a vault. Ban 4 sentences for a week. I can't. I'm always unlucky. There's never enough. It's too late. Replace them on site with, right help finds me. Things work out for me. Supply is moving in order. I am on time. If the wrong sentence slips out, do not scold yourself. Do maintenance. Say cancel, then speak the right one. First wrong word, first right word. Quick cancel, quick correction. Close with a life vow that ties the whole message into one clear identity. I am not a container that gets empty. I am a clear channel that keeps being filled. I speak as law. Prepare like it matters. Act like it counts. And rest like it's handled. God is my unfailing source. Channels serve me. I live under grace, in perfect ways, on perfect terms, in perfect time. My path is prepared. My steps are ordered. My good is inevitable. This word is established, sealed, and I walk on